It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome. Glad you could join us here on 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Next to me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight we'll see the Denver...
Firing.
It's time for some hoops. And we've got... Well, thanks to Yang, clearly Thompson knows his role on this team. Got to admire how hard he goes on the glass. For a young player, Clark, it's adjusting to the speed of the NBA and the length of the schedule. So how do you power through that rookie wall? How do you survive that?
Well, there's no magic formula, Kevin. You just have to stay the course because it comes in different times for different players. For me, it was after about 60 games. I was a starter playing 34, 35 minutes a game. So it was a combination of fatigue and just getting used to 2.5 times more games than I had ever played in my career. So you fight through it, stay with your habits, stay with your preparation, and eventually you find your legs.
Look at the 76ers starting group. We've got Tatum. Thompson is out there with Jay Crowder. Then there's Victor Oladipo. And it's Rose in at the point guard. And now the Nuggets. Fast break. There's Hollis Jefferson. That's in there. Love with the assist. Hollis Jefferson's got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for the Nuggets. Oladipo sets the screen for Rose. Oladipo outside. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. And he gets it back. Goes back up. The shot missing. Now Denver takes it the other way. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And probably expected to win that game, and maybe that caused them to come out a little flat, just a bit of complacency.
You know, I'm not sure if they were taking them lightly. I think they just didn't play well. I mean, that happens sometimes. You've got to give the other team credit, too.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
And he's good on the second.
And some doubted whether Kevin Love could be a star in the NBA, even after he dominated at every level, and I think he's answered those doubts.
Now here's Rose. He had 10 points in the win against the Suns in Phoenix.
You've got to give Brett Brown, I think, just a ton of credit for holding the Sixers locker room together over the years. Brutally difficult to lose and keep fighting and playing hard and playing together. He's created, along with those players, a culture of hard work and effort, and they are not skipping steps along the way. And eventually, folks, that will pay off in good play.
And he'll take that. The nice, easy mid-range jumper, first bucket of the day.
The defense just gave him that one, and you talk about starting on a high note. Didn't seem to respect his mid-range J there.
Here's Tatum after Gordon Hayward's bucket. Thompson a screen on Hayward. Here's Tatum, and he gets that one to go off the front iron.
And, you know, Tatum has a motor that's always revved up, and he's excellent at using screens.
Here's Vucevic. Thompson with the rebound.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
Sinks the three-pointer.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't D him up on the perimeter.
Picked by Vucevic. And Rubio kicks to Love. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Pass to Vucevic. Over Thompson. Vucevic with the bucket. Vucevic has got his first basket of the night.
And throughout his career, you like to see this in a player. Vucevic has worked on expanding his range. Now he has a very reliable stroke from the mid-range area.
Now here's Tatum. He feeds it to Oladipo. Another three for Philadelphia.
Yeah, I like how Tatum surveys the floor. Great at looking for his teammates, especially when they're open.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Vucevic setting the pick for Hayward. The dish to Vucevic. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Vucevic has got 5 now.
And, you know, Hayward's floor recognition and composure, really impressive. Knows precisely when to pass over to the open man.
A wide open look here for Oladipo. 1 second left, and it's laid up and in by Thompson. Thompson's got his first bucket in this one. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. 76ers lead by 2. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And off we go. A close game now starting the second quarter. And guys, what's your take so far on Philadelphia? The 76ers leading. And a moment now to reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So on the floor for Philadelphia, Jay Crowder out there with Tristan Thompson. Then there's Derrick Rose. Then it's Tatum, and it's Oladipo in at the 2 spot. Tatum's shot is off. And for the Sixers, a lot of missed rookie seasons over the years. First Nerlens Noel, then Joel Embiid, now Ben Simmons.
Yeah, but in many cases, I think they drafted them knowing they might be out of commission for a while. Still, I think the Philly fans probably hope not to hear the phrase foot fracture for a long time. Hopefully, they can keep everybody healthy and get this thing moving forward.
And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for the Nuggets.
And their offense centered around the three-point shot. That was the guiding principle on every trip. Their first goal was finding an open look beyond the arc, getting that extra point every chance they could.
Rose against Rubio. 6 on the shot clock. It's Oladipo on the wing. He has 6. Yep, that one goes in there. Oladipo's got the first basket of the second quarter for the 76ers. Now Rubio. Vucevic is screen on Crowder. Here's Rubio, and there's the feed to Vucevic. Denver gets it back. The pass to Hollis Jefferson. Back to Love. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Denver passing it around. Picked by Vucevic. Rubio outside. Vucevic. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Rose kicks to Thompson. Now here's Oladipo. He's covered closely.
The 7'2" wingspan of Hollis Jefferson paying off right there. This defense can be suffocating.
The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Well, Clark, your whole career, you were a fantastic rebounder. Really at all levels you played. With that in mind, who do you think are some of the best rebounders right now in the NBA?
Well, for me, it's all about the consistency of getting rebounds at both ends of the floor, and I tend to lean towards those guys that get a bunch of offensive rebounds. So in that regard, Kevin Love, Hassan Whiteside, Andre Drummond, those guys are tenacious and highly productive on the offensive board.
And the technical free throw is good.
And Gordon Hayward has increased his scoring average every season he's been in the league. And couple that last year also a career high in offensive efficiency. The guy is just a budding superstar.
That's a 2 from Crowder. Vucevic with the rebound. The Nuggets trail by 3. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And Gordon Hayward has worked on his strength, but also his balance, adding boxing, Greg, as you were talking about, to his off-season training.
Yeah, great point. I mean, the strength, the balance, and footwork make him a great slasher. This guy gets in the lane and just has a knack for working himself to the foul line.
And Rubio kicks to Love. That one goes in.
Boy, Love is really good at getting inside the paint, establishing position, has an excellent feel for how to score around the basket.
We've got 33 seconds left here in the second. And stolen by Hayward. Left side, Love. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Hayward's got 3 assists in the game.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
And here's Rose. With 1 on the clock. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. The Nuggets on top. Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the 3rd quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K
The
Sports
first half of the
Halftime
books.
Show.
This is Ernie Johnson. This is a pretty close game for the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. They never trailed by more than 3 points, and it was neck and neck the entire period. If you look at the second quarter scoring, they had a small edge. They really hung tough as we got close to halftime. And that wraps up half.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. '76ers trailing. And when the Nuggets are clicking on offense, Greg, they are a joy to watch.
You know they are, and one reason is because they're one of the better passing teams in the league. And right near the top in terms of assists per game last season. And all players on this roster at all positions look to make that extra pass to get an easy bucket.
Ricky Rubio is out there with Hollis Jefferson. And it's Hayward, and it's Vucevic, and it's Love in at the 4 spot. That's the group in the game for the Nuggets. The 76ers shooting 47%, pretty solid. Rose kicks to Thompson. Oladipo for 3. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Looking ahead to their next and playing at New Orleans, they'll match up against the Pelicans. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. Passes to Love. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. He shot 2 free throws in the game, made 1 and missed 1.
And since 2016, a new front office has taken over in Philadelphia. The new team motto, process to progress. They're looking to turn the corner here.
Outside Rose. Pass to Oladipo. 5 on the clock. And too long on the shot. And the previous Sixers front office distinguished by their patience in rebuilding and, acquiring draft picks. That was the way they were going to build that team. Clark, do you think the Sixers will continue to show that patient approach?
Well, I think they're going to blend it. They're ready to push their chips in and try to win some games now. They want to be a playoff team as soon as possible. You can't continue to lose forever. They want to start winning, and they're on their way.
Rose against Rubio, and there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. The 76ers have gone 1 for 1, making their previous attempt at the line.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And guys, that's a pretty good improvement over last season.
And so he hits the technical free throw.
And Derrick Rose, the former #1 overall pick in '08, one of the most athletically gifted point guards the league has ever seen.
Guys, close one here. No team getting a huge advantage.
Yeah, tooth and nail fight so far, guys. These sides match up really well.
Pick by Vucevic. Here's Hayward, and Hayward at the stuff.
And as a wing player, Hayward's just so good at attacking the basket. I think that's a big part of what makes him special. Doesn't take much of an opening for Hayward to make his move.
Thompson, a screen on Rubio. From 13. No good off the back of the rim. The Nuggets trail. And for Rondé Hollis Jefferson Clark, he can do a lot of different things, but the hole in his game has been his inability to shoot the ball.
Well, I've got to be honest with you. That jumper of his is really broke. I mean, it's just quirky and unorthodox and needs some work. It's awkward, very awkward. And he seemed to regress a bit offensively in his second year. If he can repair that shot, though, I think he's got a lot to offer.
Crowder against Rubio. Kicks it to Love. At the top of the key, Hayward. Over Tatum. They get it back. For Philadelphia, they've gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvement, sir. Here's Rose. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And it's really all about the evolution of Derrick Rose, finding out how to be more effective at this stage of his career. And, you know, I think he's done a good job of not relying on his outside shot as much. Still can attack and get to the rim, and it's starting to lead to better results.
And Rose drops them both. For Rose, the outside shot was something that never really recovered after his injuries, Greg, but he is still a dangerous scorer without that tool.
One of the better finishers still at the rim in the league in terms of guards. His decision to go inside more helped bump that field goal percentage up last season. Not everyone can adjust their game, but Rose managed to do it seamlessly. Man, this thing is just going back and forth tonight.
Yeah, it's been a seesaw battle. Right now, I mean, as soon as one team grabs the lead, the other grabs it right back.
And he gets it to go. Rose has got it all tied up now for the 76ers. It's all tied in Denver. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. The Nuggets shooting well, 50% from the floor. On the court for Philadelphia to start the fourth. Tatum out there with Jay Crowder. Then there's Victor Oladipo. Then there's Derrick Rose. And it's Thompson in at the center position.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot that if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
Rubio against Crowder. Vucevic setting the pick for Hayward. Goes up off the pick. And the jam by Hayward.
And so far, this has got that feel of a game that could be back and forth all the way.
Yeah, not a lot of separation in this one, Greg. Both teams looking for that one big run to grab momentum.
Rose kicks to Tatum. Off target from three-point range.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Rubio against Crowder. Rubio, the pass to Vucevic. He used that pick to get in close.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Philadelphia has gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Now, here's Oladipo. He's guarded closely. The screen from Thompson. Shot clock at 6. The 76ers need to get off a shot. Oladipo misses.
Oof, rough shooting night tonight, but you can't fault him for the effort.
Hollis Jefferson, good.
And with the physical gifts that Hollis Jefferson has, he plays a lot bigger than his listed height.
The 76ers trail by 4. Here's Rose. Here's Thompson. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
A good score inside, and the defense really offering very little resistance.
Well, they don't have anybody to blame but themselves. Got to prevent them from getting good looks this late in the ball game. You got to come up with stops.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Oladipo outside. Rose in the post, covered by Rubio. And it's Rose missing.
And I think all the credit goes to the defense there, Kevin. Exceptional job getting the shooter to rush that layup.
There's the screen. It's a pick by Love. A shot by Hayward, wide open. And it's Hayward again missing. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession.
Huge turnover there, and at a bad time, too. You have to value every possession.
Nuggets have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Yep, that one goes in there. Hayward's got the lead up to 4 now for the Nuggets.
Really impressive seeing a guy like Vucevic carve up the defense with his peripheral vision and passing. So good at spotting the open man.
With the floater, it falls! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
I tell you what, this is the white-hot version of Derrick Rose right now.
They set the pick. Pick by Vucevic. A 3. Hayward can't hit.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And this atmosphere is bananas.
Electric in here. I mean, that was a tremendous shot. This crowd all over it, turned up.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Derrick Rose.
And he's played this entire game on his front foot, Kevin. I mean, driving the lane, going to the rim with purpose, and getting those points the hard way.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Hey, guys, well, Mike Malone talked to his team during that last timeout, and he's pushing them to empty the tank. He said, I know you're tired and it's been a tough game, but we can't hold back. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I want you full speed, guys.
Thanks, David. 6 to shoot. And Philadelphia calls time here. Crucial possession with time ticking down.
He had an opportunity to take the lead on this possession.
And Oladipo kicks to Rose. And it's stolen by Ricky Rubio. Oh, couldn't sink the shot, and we're going to overtime. And regulation now complete. We will go to overtime. From the Pepsi Center in downtown Denver, we're back in a moment. Start of overtime just upon us as they get ready for the jump ball. So the Nuggets win the tip, and away we go here with post-regulation basketball. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So on the floor for Denver, we've got Hollis Jefferson, Kevin Love out there with Vucevic, and it's Hayward, and it's Rubio in at the point. Rose against Rubio. Rose, no good.
You know, the defense knew how to play at that time, liked how they made their presence felt without committing the foul.
Now, here's Rubio. Hayward outside. 6 on the shot clock. Vucevic setting the pick for Hayward. But they get it back. They set the pick. Pick by Vucevic. And Rubio kicks to Hayward. Second chance shot. And it's good on the layup. And it's a 4-point Nugget lead.
Nice to see how easy he takes over games. Makes it look elementary. I mean, that's why they feed him the rock so much.
Rose kicks to Crowder. Over Love. Count it!
And that was the play to make. Rose making the right read.
Nuggets have gone 2 of 3 from the floor as we've gotten this overtime period underway. Rubio with it. Hayward from outside. Gets the 3 to fall.
Terrific assist that time by Rubio.
And Philadelphia calls time here. They're trailing by 5. There's 39 seconds left to play in OT, and this battle continuing. What's your take, guys?
And they need to use as little time as possible here. If they can get a bucket before the clock hits 24 seconds, they can try for a stop on the next possession. If there's less than 24, then they'll have to foul.
Rose can't hit. This may be their most important possession.
No doubt about it. As long as they don't make any major mistakes, this one's in the bag.
And here are the Nuggets now. And now we've got the intentional foul. Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6.
And, you know, the thing about Rubio, Kevin, he's such an accurate foul shooter. That hasn't translated, though, to his shooting from the field.
No mistakes there. Good free throws to give them just a little bit more cushion.
Timeout called the 76ers. They're trailing by 7. There's 25 seconds left in overtime. From the inbound, nails it. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
How can you defend Oladipo any better than that? I mean, just exceptional at getting shots up and over the outstretched arms of the defense.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game.
And with the time remaining, I'm just not seeing it.
Yeah, it would take a miracle for them to come back, in my mind, like Tracy McGrady against the Spurs type of heroics. A lot of points and a little bit of time.
Rubio outside. So the Nuggets win it, and they had some nervous moments down the stretch, but things finally came together for them in overtime.
Yeah, probably didn't anticipate that this one would be that close down the wire, but give them credit. They were able to regroup in that overtime, and this win has to feel satisfying.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Gordon, very nice win for you guys tonight.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks.
Kevin Love with 42 points, 18 boards. Hayward with 39 and 15 assists. Vucevic with 21 and 15. Thomas Jefferson with 18 and 6. Rubio with a triple-double of 12, 15, 12. Despite the 0 for 3 field goals, but 4 very clutch free throws. Rick Rose, 36.99. Oladipo with 30 and 6. Tatum with 27 and 6. Tristan Thompson with 12 and 24. And Crowder with 6. Rose and Depot still missing a lot of their shots. But yeah, pretty much kill them in the paint. You're going to win games.
I call the shots. You sit and watch when I'm against the clock. I make the world stop. Hold up.